How are you? My friend, and you? I am good. I am good. Ever busy, so it's not like if I was being completely delinquent. Um, saying without saying. But I just had some things to see about. So as usual, we here in the flesh, as I say, we're discussing health from a natural and integrated perspective. And let me say a pleasant good morning again to the listeners of Sky 99.5. Always a pleasure to be in your company. We have some interesting topics we're going to talk about today. We're going to be touching on insomnia because that, of course, seems to be a mainstay in these days. We're also going to speak about arteries and blocked arteries. A lot of persons now having issues with they would go and do echocardiograms, and you may have been recommended to do an angiogram, and the angiogram shows that you may have severe blockage. Is there something that you could do from a natural perspective where that is concerned? That we're going to discuss that. We're also going to touch a bit on polycystic ovaries, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, those type of things. So stay tuned, good program, and of course, as usual, we're going to be interactive, where we would, of course, take your questions. So you're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. So when we're speaking insomnia, sleep, there are a lot of persons now who are getting problems to sleep. But the thing is, you could be sleeping. That's not the issue alone. No. Additionally, do you feel rested when you sleep? Because if that's not happening, if you sleep and let's say you go to bed 10 or you may go to bed 12 and you may get 6 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours sleep, but you're feeling as if it is you now want to sleep. You understand what I'm saying? That as well could be very well an indication of not getting proper sleep. So you're sleeping, but you're really not sleeping, if you understand what I'm saying. Let me say, of course, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. Good. So in that particular situation, you find that you have two types of sleep, right? You have REM sleep and you have non-REM sleep. REM, of course, is an acronym for rapid eye movement. And then non-REM sleep, of course, is non-rapid eye movement sleep. What does that mean? The thing is, when you're supposed to cycle into REM and non-REM sleep during your period of sleep, right? I believe, if memory serves me right, each cycle runs, I think, an hour and a half. I could be corrected, but I believe 90% that is the number. And then what you actually do now is that you go into those cycles. Now, the REM sleep is more important than non-REM sleep because REM sleep is deep sleep. And that is deep sleep is when the body actually is able to do what it needs to do with things like neurotransmitters, rejuvenating the body, dealing with improving the central nervous system. So if you're not sleeping, you're in some problems. So is there help for persons with that situation? Of course, the answer is yes. Now, there's a particular product. At Batson and Associates, one of the things we believe in is balance because primarily, sickness could only exist in a body that is out of balance, right? We would have learned, primary school biology, the body, they talk about homeostasis, they talk about balance, equilibrium, that type of thing. So the body's objective is always to maintain balance. When you're out of balance is when you're actually sick, where you have excessive inflammatory response. So it's either you have too much or too little. So the question arises, how do you now balance that? And that's what I was saying. At Batson and Associates, what we actually do is actually bring back balance because that is what is important in getting you healthy, getting you well. I always tell persons you can't be sick for 10, 15 years. But when people tell me that, I look at them like, really? You really, 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 really serious? I have arthritis since I have 22 years. I have diabetes for 20. That's nothing to be proud about. You shouldn't even tell people that. Keep that to yourself. And that's me being, yeah, kind of slightly rude there. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. You have to be able to um, do what it takes at times to make the necessary changes, whatever the case may be. So in that particular situation at Batson and Associates, we carry something called Nerve Restore. Now, Nerve Restore is one of my favorite products. I have a few, but I really love Nerve Restore. And the reason is Nerve Restore actually helps you sleep. Now, what a lot of persons have to understand, you may have to use other things in addition to the Nerve Restore to accomplish that sleep situation. Why? Because Nerve Restore works, now it's a very good product in the sense that it is going to adapt to certain situations in the body, is anti-inflammatory, natural, and there's no additives or anything inside of there. And what it actually does is bring back some level of equilibrium by reducing cortisol levels. Cortisol is a stress hormone, right? So in reducing the stress hormone, obviously, the body is going to be less stressed. And your body, because, for example, stress could be manifested in different ways in different individuals, right? So some people, when they're stressed out, their hair will fall off. Some people, when they're stressed out, they will break out. So they have problems with their skin, dermatitis. They would have all kind of thing, and they get a fancy name for it. Some person's gonna get fat, so you're gonna start to put weight up. Oh God, I didn't mean to say it. So, no, actually, I meant to. You get fat, you get big, your belly, all by your buttocks, your hips. They're ridiculous, and you're trying all kind of things for you to go on it, not going. Some people have problems with mental, so you start to get problem with depression, anxiety, insomnia. So what Nerve Restore does is actually reduce the cortisol levels so that you are now actually able to rest, as it were, from a central nervous system function, and not only rest, but actually repair and rejuvenate. That's the Nerve Restore. Why I said some persons may need additionals, because some of y'all, for example, we always talk about water. We speak about water and hydration. So it means that if we're speaking about water and hydration, if you're dehydrated, you can't just come and use Nerve Restore and expect it to work 100, because it is working in a deficient body. Now, it's going to do something, but we want maximum results from what you're using. Obviously, right? You're spending your money. Good. So you want value for your money. So value for your money would dictate using it or getting certain things done before you use it. There are a lot of persons who buy a lot of products and say, this product didn't work good. I didn't like how this worked, whatever the case may be. And, it's not the product, it's you. Your intestines. So that's why we have like the Alkagen water, premium alkaline water, which has ORP. What is ORP? Sorry, oxidative reduction potential, which means the water is actually an antioxidant water. So what that means is that the water is now going to give you the ability to heal. Some people tell you, I ain't not paying for any water. To have Wassa water. Okay, good, fine, no problem. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. If you use the Alkagen water, would your results be better? Yes, of course, it would be. But at the end of the day, economic consequence. So if it is, you could do it, you could do it. If you can't do it, good, nobody going to beat up on you. At least get a proper filter and filter your water. But if you do 3 bottles for the month self, you would have done something, or you would have been assisting your body to do something in a positive light as regards to what we're discussing. All right, so check it out, the Alkagen water. Santulan, well, you all know Santulan by now. Santulan, and next one of my favorite products at Batson and Associates. Santulan is a 7-channel detox. It cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. I'll say that again. It cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. That has to help you with something. Even if you're dying, that's going to help you. Just based on the profile of what the product is able to do. Good? So that's where that is. Someone's asking about distilled water. Distilled water is actually good. It is. I also use that sometimes, like recently, but I prefer the Alkagen personally. I find the taste, I find it's so light and refreshing. The distilled water is good, but it has a heaviness about it. That's not really heavy, but not as light as the Alkagen water, in my opinion. And the household agreed, because we had it for a while, because I didn't have Alkagen for a little while. So you make a choice as regards to that. And as I was saying, with the Santulan, you have a 7-channel detox, so that cleans and detoxifies kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skins, and your lungs. So if you have asthma, emphysema, liver, so it's going to help with your sleep, it's going to help with your weight loss. A lot of people do not know weight loss is a liver function, primarily. Digestive as well, but primarily liver, because your liver has to deal with a lot of metabolism as it regards to fat. Your liver converts protein to amino acids to protein. That's a vital organ in the human body. Your liver has over 500 different functions. So imagine cleaning your liver. Would that be advantageous? Would you feel better? Would you feel more energized? Would you have better skin? Yes, yes, yes. So feel free to give us a call. Remember those telephone numbers and locations. We are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Chagonas. We're also on the corner of Ramson Wood Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe, as well as Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and Tobago, of course, is the Triangle Bay building. Let me say a pleasant good morning to the people of Tobago. I will actually be in Tobago Monday and Tuesday, God's willing, of this week. 90% sure. Right? So you could always call the office, get the information. We just in the process of finishing up the new office. I know you guys have become a little impatient with us, but it was not our fault, when you're doing certain things, material and then it's Tobago too, no offense, but you have to bring things and then accessibility to transport between the air bridge and that kind of thing. In any case, God's willing, the first week of March, we're going to be having our opening, and we're going to be opening with some specials. By that time, we should resume our program with Channel 5, Tobago Channel 5. Where I would most likely be doing, I used to do every morning for a period at a time, and then we started doing, so most likely we'll shift it up. So that's something to look forward to. So Tobago, we got everything. We got our blood analysis, our magnetic resonance analysis machine, our microscope for you guys. For detox, we put in some serious things there. So look out for that. So that's going to be the first week in March, God's willing. All right, let me say a pleasant good morning to Verna Clean. She says, morning, Dr. Batson. How often should a person detox? Okay, I'm going to answer that question a little bit for you. Rose Dulcie Russell, good morning to you. Annie Grant, Kyla McKenzie, good morning. Veronica Young, Miss Rihanna Francis, Pam Powell, Miss Eve Mohammed, Maureen Pierre Reed. Pleasant good morning to all you guys on our Instagram. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Spice Girl 1337 love, fancy name, boy. Lost lots of weight. When can I do my oh wait, lost lots of weight? What can I do for my flappy stomach and arms? Detox, I believe the Santulan will help you. That helps to actually tighten in helping you lose weight. It actually helps to tighten the stomach, tighten your skin, because it is a detoxifier. Remember, it's going to deal with your liver, which, as I said, dealing with protein. Protein has to do with what? Skin, fingernails, hair, that type of thing. So you're going to get some results there. So I would say the Alkagen water, Santulan, the advanced chlorophyll, the oolong tea. There's a tea that helps with weight loss. We actually should be getting our next weight loss tea very shortly. We had some delays with that, which is actually the Santulan Slim. So I want to talk too much about that because I know a lot of you guys were waiting on it, and it's coming, but we're going to get it done at least before the end of by April. So God's willing, we should have everything worked out. Sorry, with that. Okay, so let me go over to our station there, Sky 99.5, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we can, of course, give the telephone numbers in the studio there or the WhatsApp so that persons can contact us if they have any questions. And, we get them to. Contact at 625-2759 and 624-7729 to connect with Dr. Batson. I know you've been anticipatively waiting. My God. So the numbers again, the numbers 625-2759 and 624-7729. Yes. So while we wait on those calls, let me see if I could see any of the questions that we have on the live. Here again, remember we are live on our social media platform, Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT, and on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. A pleasant good morning to. Oh, good, thanks. Yeah, a pleasant good morning to Miss Kamala Samaru as well, Miss Jacqueline Bakombi. Pleasant good morning to you. There was a question I saw here, Anne Grant. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Batson. Do you have a brochure of all the products you have? That's actually a very good question. We're actually working on that right now. So that should be finished before the middle of the year, because there was a lot of adjustments we actually had to make to some of those things. So that's something we would get. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Honey Bay. Honey Bay says, "Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Shakil. Good morning to all the listeners." Uh, Miss Mackenzie says, "What's your thoughts on neem tea?" Neem tea, I'm good. Neem is very good in terms of antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. You find too it's very good for diabetics as well because it actually helps in regulating blood glucose levels. So it's a yes for me where that's concerned. There's a product we have which is the blood sugar control tea, which we carry at Batson and Associates. That's actually one of the ingredients in that. And one of the things we need to get is there's some Ayurvedic products that will be starting for diabetes, which going to really help us in addressing and dealing with all our diabetic clients because God's willing, we'll be doing that diabetic and pain center in Longdonville, God's willing. That should be ready by April. We should finish there. So that's going to be easier. Persons who in the central area, in terms of because Montrose is actually in Chagonas is actually a first floor. A lot of persons have difficulty. And of course, when you deal with pain and arthritis patients, it's always better to have a ground floor. So that's something to look forward to as well. So again, those telephone numbers are 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. That location is Debe. That's the corner of Ramsey Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. By the way, Debe office has now resumed after how long? Because of the pandemic, we had changed it, and of course, well, that was a long period. So we have actually resumed the day starting from Monday to Saturday now. It used to only open from Wednesday, but we have resumed the entire week. So you guys who would have preferred Monday, Tuesday for consultations for detox, those type of things, you could actually take advantage of that. My days, of course, for being down, they're going to be adjusted. It would not be Saturday only, but Saturday, a Friday, and a Wednesday. Almost like a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Saturday. But we'll work out that from March month. Okay, guys. So back to what we're discussing. So we talk about sleep. One of the things that we highlighted was the nerve restore. So do you guys, and if you know anyone who has, if you actually want to feel good, feel happier, it might sound like it's not like Dr. Batson selling a happy pill, but literally it is in the sense of what it does to the chemistry of the brain. Right? Those of you who have problems with memory, cerebral actually works really good with the nerve restore. So that's something to look for as well. The bilberry we have actually gotten now, real good quality that helps with eyes, skin, memory. Anybody who has things like macular degeneration, that's something to look into as well. So once you deal with the whole central nervous system is vitally important that you address circulation. I know you guys have been waiting for circulation tea. We should have that in about like a week again. That tea sells out quicker than all the other teas. Even though the others are really good, but of course, circulation is big, and a lot of persons actually have problems with circulation. Right? Someone is asking how to take the silver. The silver mineral formula that we carry is usually, in cases, 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons, depending on the individual, in 8 ounces of water, first thing in the morning, last thing at bed. So how would you distinguish 1, 2, and 4 as regards to how you'll take it? Let me see. So if let's say you had COVID and you have problems with long COVID now, you're having problems breathing, if you walk from point A to point B, sorry, you feel like you want to fall down, then if you need to get silver mineral formula, you'll have to take 4 tablespoons in the morning in the 8 ounces of preferably alkagen water and last thing in the night as well. The reason for that is because your infection is much higher. So we need a higher dosage. And then of course, you'll have to use that maybe for like 4 weeks like that. And then subsequent to that, you use 2 tablespoons and then we bring you down. Right? But I'm just saying that to give you an example that it depends on the severity of the issue that the individuals have. And then when you deal with lung infection, of all the infections in the human body, lung infections are one of the worst infections. They can kill you very, very quickly because your lungs help you to do what? Breathe. So remember, oxygen is the most important requirement of the human body. After that is water. So if your lungs, which primarily are responsible, lungs cardiovascular, primarily responsible for your oxygen intake, that whole respiratory function, if you get an infection there and the infection is very, very bad, then you're going to have problems. In fact, let me stray a bit as I'm talking about respiratory problems. When you're looking at respiratory issues, people, for example, who have asthma, all asthma really is an infection in your lungs that never went. Emphysema is just a greater exacerbation of that situation. But even things like tuberculosis, people who have this thing, pneumonia, all those lungs problems, pleurisy, all those fancy things, we could fix that in our sleep. You may have some dietary restrictions, but it's not ridiculous. But milk, I always tell people milk, people who like milk, if you like dairy and you have respiratory problems, you are killing yourself. You're going to end up dead. Asthma attack. And don't feel the steroids that you're using when you have an emergency or you have a flare up, going to help you. It's actually making a situation worse because it opens you to things like steroid induced diabetes and problems with your musculoskeletal system as well as your gastrointestinal system. Those things severely damage you. In short term, they may not do much damage, but long term, like so, people who are asthmatics usually have a lot of bone problems later in their life and cardiovascular problems because of the amount of steroids that you use. So if you're looking for an alternative, not even an alternative, but an integrative perspective, because a lot of our clients, especially when we start to work with you, you have to use the medication that you came using. The medication is only reduced subsequently to you visiting your doctor and the doctor realizing, but wait, your blood pressure reading better, your sugar reading better. So, okay, I don't think we need to give you this again. And they take you off the medication. So that's a very important thing. So it has to do with, again, bringing back the body into balance. So again, feel free to give us a call or visit those telephone numbers and locations. Shogonas. Keep in mind, we do have our pensioner special, which we would continue after. We have our Valentine special as well, which I believe is Shakil is trying to signal me here. I want to get it for you guys just now. Yes, yes, sir.
Valentine's Day special. This Valentine's Day, spoil someone special.
Oh,
You
okay.
invest in you and give yourself the gift of good health. Come celebrate with us from the 13th of February to the 18th of February. We will be offering the blood analysis for $500. Get a free foot detox and free consultation. This promotion is done by our senior consultants at our Shogunus DB and St. James location. Also, when two becomes healthy as one, come celebrate love. So at Batson and Associates this Valentine's Day. A healthy couple equals a wealthy couple. Book yourself a full test package appointment for yourselves. That is $1,000. And get what? Get 50% off your loved ones. Let me repeat that again. $1,000 for your package, and you get 50% off your loved one. That's $500. Live, love, and be healthy. Love your partner, love yourself, and most of all, love your health. You're welcome, Mr. Batson.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, well, it surprised me, really. Thank you very much. Well done. Yes, so you guys heard it there. Fix up. Someone asked me, suppose I don't have a special sub one, but I have a friend I want to bring. I say, listen, you are your friend here. That's not our concern. You bring who you need to bring. Once it's two people. Right? So take full advantage of that. In addition to that, as I was saying, even the complete consultation, so your executive consultation, your live and dry blood, your magnetic resonance analysis, and your foot detox. And of course, we'll be adding a plethora of services. God's willing, by April, we'll have that finished as well, especially in that location, in that new location in Londonville there. So that's something to look forward to. So let's help some people get healthy. So those of you listening, don't be shy. If you have a question, someone who has an issue, there has to be something that you want to ask. Don't just allow me to talk. Because I think, if you may, I can speak, but I may not touch on your particular issue. You don't need to be too specific. You can be vague, intelligently vague, so that I'm able to follow what you're saying, and keep it clean and non-embarrassing. So don't figure because your issue may be, it's up to you. But it's just a matter of phrasing it in such a way, and you know, a little kind of, I'll pick up. I'll pick up. Right? Uh
So we have someone here.
yes, sir.
She said, morning, what can be done for gallbladder cancer stage 4? My 81-year-old mom was diagnosed this week. She was never sick. And just within 2 weeks, all this happened. They said to just take her comfortable. Thanks. I think she meant just
Make her comfortable. Yeah, yeah. I disagree with that, man. I disagree. What I'll have to find out, is she able to take in sustenance? Could she take in food? Once you're taking in food as a cancer patient, you are able to be, I have to be careful how I choose my words here, because I don't want to give, 100% guarantee, but I've worked with a number of persons who were at a really, they were in hospice, and hospice is the last stage of cancer, and they are alive today. So, that says something, but it depends on the individual, because whenever you deal with cancer patients, the mind is one of the most powerful motivators that needs to be functioning properly. Most persons with illness, especially with cancer, they are defeated in the mind first, and then physically defeated. Remember the way the body is structured. You have your spiritual body, which is the first body. Then you have your supramental body, which is your subconscious mind, which a lot of persons can't control or don't even know exists, or how it exists in interaction with the conscious mind. Then you have your mental, which is your conscious mind. Then you have your vital, which is your energy body, and then you have physical, which is your physical body. The point I'm making, when you're looking at dealing with those particular type situations, you have to ensure that that particular energy body is functioning, because you're going to end up in serious problems where that is concerned. So that's something that you need to pay very, very close attention to, as it relates to cancer, because with cancer patients, if mentally and psychologically, emotionally they have given up, then physically the body can't do much physically. The energy and the mental and the supramental spiritual is what drives that whole physical body. So I'm just saying all of that to say, yes, I believe she could be helped with gallbladder cancer, but once she's able to ingest sustenance, whether in the form of liquid, solid, partially solid, then definitely there's room for improvement. Definitely. When cancer patients, and I need to be careful in saying this, in that if cancer patients are not able to ingest, that's when they usually, that's just before they die. So that's something to keep in mind. Once someone is ingesting food, even intravenously, they can be helped, because the bodies now has sustenance available, and then we're going to be very particular in terms of the sustenance that we're giving. We're giving the body optimal supplementation in whatever form it is, whether it's vitamin, mineral, enzyme, phytonutrients, nutrient dense greens, anthocyanins, whatever, specifically tailored for that particular individual, and they're going to get help. So, I like that question. It may have opened a Pandora's box. I always careful when I discuss cancer, because cancer tends to be very political, and it's usually very controversial, rather, is what I want to say. So I just choose my words carefully. But people can get help, and even if you opt for your chemotherapy and your radiation, which is your right, and that's why I tell patients and clients, that as your right. They say, Dr. Batson, I don't tell anybody don't do this or do this. What I tell you to do is ensure that your nutrition is optimal, and I would provide a protocol, because depending on the type of cancer, your protocol will be different. Like if I'm doing a protocol for a client who has colorectal cancer, as opposed to a client, a male who has prostate cancer, the protocol is going to be slightly adjusted based on those anomalies. Well, not necessarily anomalies, but based on those differences. And because of those differences, you may need to change certain things, from the amount of minerals. Like when you're dealing with men, especially with cancers, you need a lot of minerals, because men, especially prostate cancer, your minerals are very low in your body, which would have resulted or contributed to you actually getting prostate cancer in the first place, right? When you look at women with breast cancer, that's usually as a result of chemically induced situations. So women who do a lot of, if you did cosmetic work, if you do a lot of dyes and process your hair a lot, straighten, jerry curl, whatever, those things. You work in chemical environments, you may be a hairdresser or nail tech, those type of things. Once you're exposed to a lot of chemicals, your breasts tend to be first line kind of thing because of the respiratory system. I remember dealing with a client who was in a situation where she ended up with breast cancer. It was a sad situation. But the type of work that the individual did is that they dealt with a lot of preservatives. And because of that, people who do preserving of foods, because things like red mango and red plums, those type of preservatives, those things are very strong. You have things like potassium sorbate, different type of these things, preservatives, and food coloring as well, which is like poison. If you don't know that yet, I mean, you're living under a rock. Anything that's usually bright in color and has a lot of food coloring is not one of the best choices health-wise. So, in that particular instance, they actually worsened their particular situation, or you can worsen your situation where that is concerned. So that's something to pay very close attention to. So I was saying all of that to make the point that it is a choice, but nutrition is fundamental in dealing with cancer. Fundamental. So however you decide to do it, you do chemotherapy, you do radiation, you do both, you do in between, whatever you want to do, you have to deal with nutrition, must. And that's one of the things. So you can feel free to give us a call or visit. That's a service that we actually offer. It doesn't take long and it works. We actually have a lot of clients who are um in remission. We have persons who under treatment. We have a lot of persons that cover the whole sequence of cancer treatment. Let me put it like that. Even beginning persons come and they say, well, this is the diagnosis. We look at your CT scans. I would review those. The senior consultants, people like Mr. Bustamante, Mr. Green, Ms. Ramdan, and Mr. Vialva. Pleasant good morning to you guys and all the hardworking, my hardworking co-workers at Batson and Associates, to actually bring about that change that you want with cancer. So, a lot of them want to know what are their options, how is my nutrition? So when we do the blood analysis, which actually gives us the ability to look at what we call biological terrain, we actually now able to see, because cancer is really one system affected, which is your immune system. Cancer is an immune system disease. Now, when I say that, you may think I'm contradictory based on what I was saying before, but no. Let me explain. In the sense that what you find with cancer is that once the anomaly or the cell anomaly, because that's what it is. So your cells have different specialization, right? We know that. You have stem cells, which are base cells, which have no specialization. So or any cell in the body or a stem cell could become either a lung cell, a kidney cell, a heart cell, any type of cell, right? So the thing is, when you look at cellular development in the body, your body always renews itself, right? So you get red blood cells every 120 days, which is every 4 months. You get new bones every year or a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere around there. You get new lining of your blood vessels and those type of things like every 9 months, I think it is, that type of thing. And that's of course based on what you're putting into the body. So if your body is constantly renewing itself, think about it. The hair you have on your head. How many times you went to the barber and take a bald head? And your hair grow back? Well, healthy hair or healthy people's hair should grow back. If your hair didn't grow back, well, then you have some sort of testosterone imbalance if you're a man, or if you're a female, some sort of hormonal imbalance. It is definitely endocrine hormonal. Good. The point is, in that particular instance, is that you're now able to do better in that particular situation in dealing with cancer. So it means that these particular cells, they now at a situation where they malfunctioning. And the immune system is the system that is responsible for picking up that malfunction and dealing with it. So if the immune system doesn't do that, you end up with cancer. You end up with cancer. Simple. Simple. That's the most rudimentary way I could think of describing it for the layman. Anybody telling you anything else, they're just trying to confuse you. Take what I'm telling you. Take what I'm telling you. Because you know they have different coding for cancers. And the thing is, even though these cells may display different behavior, because that's what they're going to be looking at, it means that, once they identify in their mind what it is, then they will determine what type of chemotherapy or radiation that they give you. The point I'm making, we need to deal with the inert aspect of the immune system. And that's where nutrition comes in. So I'm not saying not to do, but what I'm saying, make sure whatever you're doing, nutrition is fundamental. Good. So that's one of the things we're going to be actually start advertising in a major way, oncology, nutritional services, because I think that's something we need in Trinidad. I'm not trying to step on anybody too, believe me. I mean, if you take a step on your toe, well, I mean, whatever it is, whatever. We'll figure out that if and when that time comes. But the point is, we helping people. And I've seen that since I've been a practitioner for the past 14 years this year. This year, September is going to be making 14 years. And one of the things that I've always learned with individuals is that people have to make decisions for themselves. And individuals have to be responsible for your health. Anytime you want to flout the fact that you are the key and primary responsible guardian responsible for your health, the better off you'll be. So you have to live with all the consequences of your action or inaction. So if you want to smoke a million cigarettes a day, drink a lot of alcohol, you're a sweet man or sweet woman, then okay, no problem. But what are the consequences of those? Your diet, some people, you don't cook. You get up in the morning and you go and buy the thing that is sell by the side of the road. Which if you eat it once in a while is all well and good, but if you're eating that every day, some people eat that morning and evening, eventually you're going to end up with a cardiovascular problem. So it's about taking responsibility. And once you understand that, it means that you are going to do better. And a lot of people don't blame anybody else. A lot of people like to blame people for their health issues. It's you. You eat whatever you eat. Don't blame your mother and say it's genetics. They get bad genetics. We always say genetic load the gun, lifestyle pull the trigger. I come from a family. I always tell people that our family members laden with diabetes, laden. I have nothing close to diabetes, and I'm not going to get diabetes. I'm not going to get it because I make sure and take certain precautions, certain things I'm not even eating it. So genetic loads the gun, lifestyle pull the trigger, and you have to understand that. So primarily, it is your responsibility. And the good thing about your body is that your lovely body always warns you. The problem is most of you do not listen. You're not listening. Your body speaks to you, Your body speaks to you. Most of the time, you just do not do what? Listen. You getting headaches all the time. What do you think your body telling you? Your body telling you, listen, you need to drink more water. You're dehydrated. It's telling you need to get a sand tool and you need a clean out. You want to feel light. You want to feel energized. You're always tired. You go to work, you're tired. You get up, you're tired. You're cooking, you're tired. You sleep, you just tired all the time. Your body telling you, hey, you were dead just now. That way your body telling you. You need to fix something inside of you and wrong. Not correct, sorry. Your gastrointestinal system wants some work. Your cardiovascular system wants some work. I know someone recently, I know them. And they went and get themselves checked up, whatever the case may be. And they discovered a serious problem. But the thing is, they wasn't really feeling sick, eh? But when I ended up seeing the report and whatever the case may be and gave my advice, I was astonished. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, but you could fall down and dead any day. Any day. That person, based on the diagnosis. And then I did work with them at my clinic, at Batson Associates. And it was correct. It was really bad. I'm just saying that all of that to say this person walking around, going normal, and they could have literally, I believe, about a month or 2 months again, and they would have got a heart attack and die. The heart attack would have been a massive heart attack. And let me tell you something with people there. When you hear people say that when you hear people get heart attacks and stroke and they die, no, they were very unhealthy. Very. They didn't know how unhealthy they were. They were ticking time bombs. You don't die, so? There are instances when people get stroke and heart attacks where they bleed, blood cell come out your nose, out your mouth. You know what's going on with you? That means your cardiovascular system has been seriously and severely compromised for a very long period of time too. Very long to period of time. Let me say again a pleasant good morning. Keep in mind we are live on our social media platforms. One of the things we're looking at, share live. I don't know, someone was telling us about our notifications. So are we checking that on our side? Because we find that some of our numbers are a bit lower than before. And this was prior to me in not giving you all your lives, right? So I'm trying not to take blame here. I hope it's not that. But I believe we had a problem with our logarithms and whatever those things are, right? So that's something we're gonna look into. And of course, as it relates, as I said, to that whole system. So that's how people just die. You just fall down and there, you get a stroke, and there's like, but I know I see so and so yesterday. No, she died. She got a heart attack, a stroke. No, things real bad with you. So listen to your body. You're getting headaches, you're always feeling tired, you're not sleeping good, your blood sugar reading high, your pressure high. You need help. Because if you leave that, you're gonna reach that point where you cannot get help. So again, those telephone numbers and office locations, we are located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We're also on the corner of Ramsonwood Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James and Tobago is the Triangle building in Scarborough, Tobago. Over to you, sir.
Yes, my friend.
So you could just remind them of the number for the...
All right, the numbers to contact are 625-2759 and 624-7729. You can call and connect with Dr. Batson right now.
Let me say a pleasant good morning to Miss Maureen Toll. Monifa Kwashi, good morning to you. Renee Marshall. Renee, let me look at a question in the meantime as we're waiting for the listeners. Renee Manswell rather says, what does high uric acid and high lymphocytes mean? It showed up in a medical. Well, if you have high uric acid, it means your uric acid high. It means your diet in itself. So what that would be alkagen water. It would be silver out mineral formula. You need a nutrient dense green. So advanced chlorophyll will also help with that. High uric acid means that your body is not the pH balance in different aspects of the body is not as it's supposed to, right? And as a result of that, the body has to compensate because it also could mean a lot of red meat in the diet. You may need to reduce that. But I have known of vegetarians who ended up with high uric acid because, of course, not cleansing and detoxifying routinely would cause a situation like that. High lymphocytes, infection. So the possibility exists you may have been sick recently, or you had something within maybe 3 months, 6 months. So that would show up high in the body's defense, right?
All right, Dr. Batson, we have a phone call that's coming in.
Okay, yes.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Yes, I would like to talk to.
Yes, feel free.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Yes, I was listening to your comments on your this morning on the radio here.
Yes, sir.
I have a friend with polycystic ovary.
Right.
Been trying to conceive.
Right.
And is not getting to at all.
Right. Okay, you could. Okay, I would make some comments. You could listen off here. He heard me.
Yes, he heard you.
Okay, good. Yeah. So the thing is, and interestingly, I had that on the card to talk this morning. Right, hormonal imbalance in women. Okay, so when women have hormonal imbalance, what does that mean? So your endocrine system are your glands. So your endocrine would be your thyroid, parathyroid, pituitary, adrenal. All those glands make up what is comprised or composed or called your endocrine system. Now, your endocrine system produce hormones. What are hormones? Hormones are chemical messengers in the body. So you have different types of hormones, right? Men naturally would have higher amounts of testosterone than women. Women usually have higher amounts of estrogen, progesterone in their body as opposed to men. Men would have estrogen, but very, very low levels. In instances, you would find where high levels of estrogen would show in very young adolescent boys who end up with what is known as male breasts, or what is medically termed gynecomastia. as a result of the excessive or elevated levels of estrogen in their blood. You find with women, if women are not producing sufficient progesterone as well as and they have excess estrogen, they end up with serious problems, things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, which means the ovaries themselves are now polycystic in nature. So it looks like bumpy. So imagine you take peas. What's the best thing? Or no, okay, like porridge, like you're making porridge and the porridge gets like lumps in it. I think that's the best analogy I could use to give you a visual interpretation of what that looks like. And if the ovaries, which is a primary aspect of procreation, is interfered with or not functioning properly, it can impede a female's ability to become pregnant. Now, at Batson Associates, our numbers as it relates to dealing with infertility are very high. I think for the past 13 years, we have successfully helped over 150 women. Of those women, we got a few testimonies, but not as we may have like maybe about 50 testimonies with those women. One of them primarily being one of my sister-in-laws. She has two lovely children with my brother now, two daughters. And she had a lot of problems. There are a lot of women that we would have dealt with who had multiple miscarriages. So the thing is, based on what I was saying at the beginning of the program, when your body is in imbalance, it is out of equilibrium, out of homeostasis, a female would not be able to get pregnant. Another thing, when you find women who have hormonal imbalance issues, they also end up with fibroids. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, you have what is known as ovarian cysts. You have something known as endometriosis, which is very painful. That's when the uterine lining is very thick. And as a result of that, a woman with or a female with endometriosis, most of the times they end up doing hysterectomies. A hysterectomy is the surgical removal of your uterus. If it's a total hysterectomy, they will remove your uterus and the ovaries. If it is a partial hysterectomy, then they will just remove the uterus and you keep your ovaries, which is usually a better thing because the removal of your ovaries seriously leads to mental problems and all these type of things. So that's something to pay very close attention to. So your friend can get help. She can give us a visit where that is concerned. Diet does play a serious role in that too. This chicken that we have now, women need to be very careful, men as well too, because the chicken, depending on some of the chicken brands, they have, a lot of chemicals, hormones, and those type of things. And that's one of the driving factors. I mean, if you're eating a chicken and you're doing your detox and you're living sensibly, where you're stacking some odds in your favor, well, then you'll be in a better place as opposed to somebody who's very nonchalant. And, there's some people just plain talk bad manners, the licorice. They'll just eat everything in sight. If you stand up long enough, they eat you. And, they have no consideration as regards to what the food is doing to them. But keep in mind, diet is fundamental. What you eat is going to be reflected. If you smoke, if you drink a lot, it's going to be reflected. Your body could only work with the raw material that you give your body. So if you give your body rubbish, it's like if you're planting, if you have a garden and you plant it and you don't put proper fertilizer and water and thing, and you just throw everything there, what's going to happen? You wouldn't get anything. So your body is the same. You need to nourish your body, and preventative maintenance is very important, and that's something we do at Batson and Associates. Okay, so again, as regards to circulation tea, Miss Toll, we would have circulation tea in like 2 weeks' time. Okay, we do have Hawthorne in the meantime. That is an option. We also have white tea. We have pu'er, and others. So we didn't get hypertension this time. I don't know why though. But we look into that. So this time we should have that. Okay.
So you have another call from me.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Batson.
Hi. Good morning. How are you doing?
You know the process when you clean in a colon with water. I forget the name.
Colon hydrotherapy.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You can listen off here. I'll answer. All right. Yes, it is very necessary. What I would the thing is, it is something I actually wanted to do at my clinics for the longest while, but there were certain things that we needed to put in place before we actually do it. So God's willing, as of April, that's one of the things that I was saying, where we do additional services. Colon hydrotherapy is good in a sterilized environment with a trained individual, of course, because what it does, it actually helps to remove a lot of buildup on the walls of the colon. How is that advantageous? It's very advantageous in the sense that it is actually going to help your absorption and assimilation of food is going to be significantly improved and optimal. You're going to find your energy levels going to be better. Your skin going to look 1,000 times better, 1,000 times better. Your hair going to look healthier. Your energy levels, as I mentioned, your sleep, because your colon is your master organ, Your gastrointestinal system is your most important system in your body. Your colon is the most important organ. Why? It is the organ responsible for the assimilation or digestion or proper assimilation of food. And it is also the organ that is responsible and should be fully functional for the elimination of waste in the body. Do you know that there are people who have fecal matter inside of them? Compacted fecal matter in their colon? Think about it. Just think about that for a minute. What you release in the washroom. Nobody likes to be in a toilet, right? At least anybody with sense. I mean, I'm not saying that a toilet will be smelling bad, but the mere fact that it's a washroom, where people relieve themselves, I mean, it's not my most favorite part of the house. So, but the point I'm making is something that we all have to do is necessary for life. And there are people who are constipated. That's how Santulan actually came about, because we had so many persons with gastrointestinal problems and impacted fecal matter and constipation. I said, Lord, I need to find a cleanse, and I need to do a cleanse. And I spoke to some people and we organized something. And that's how we ended up with Santulan. Because gastrointestinal health is so important. So if you have fecal matter inside of you, no, I'm not attempting to be facetious. I'm not attempting to be embarrassing. I'm not attempting to be rude in any manner. We all big people here, right? We're trying to help each other in this particular case. Or I'm trying my best to help as much people as I possibly can, right? So it means that is what we call auto intoxication. What is auto? Auto is a prefix which stands for self. Intoxication stands for what? Poison. So self-poisoning. So when you have compacted fecal matter inside of you, you have recycling poo, basically. So think you have headaches, your skin don't look resilient. There's no people when people are healthy, with their skin. Now, there's some people this food, yeah. There's some ladies with very, very nice skin and they have serious constipation problem. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're sanding down themselves or some kind of thing, but some of them just get away for a while. But you just know your skin, your hair, your nails, your eyes. That's the next. Your eyes are telltale sign of how sick you is. Some people like look into your eye and I know what's wrong with you. In fact, iridology is something we're looking at introducing to. That we're going to most likely do at the end of the year, because I would have to train some persons and refresh myself. I haven't done it in a while, but it's a very good science, iridology, which is where you actually read and interpret a lot of issues and body conditions based on observation of the iris. Very interesting science, very factual science as well. Take what I'm telling you. I've seen some serious issues where it was spot on, spot on. Blood analysis, I like to as well. I love that, which is why that's one of the main things we do at Batson Associates. I think it is one of the primary. Once you sit before a properly trained consultants like the ones we have, you get some knowledge there that once you're a diligent individual, you have some information to help you live a bit longer. And that's what it is about, helping people to feel better, simply because I don't understand why you're sick for 50 something years. I mean, good grief, you know how long that is? You're sick for 16, 20, 25 years. So feel free to give us a call. Remember, get your Alkagen water, your Santulan, your Nerve Restore. Check that out. Your Silver out, your mineral formula. COVID is still around, and COVID has graduated and gotten a PhD now. So he have all kind of special powers. So we need to be careful. We need to be very careful, especially as regards to our children. The little ones, they in school, remember, they're not as diligent as they would be. Sure, they always play, they always touching. So, one of the things we're going to be having, we also have that silver out mineral gel. I know we'll be getting some more in stock. That's very good. Put on their hands, that kind of thing. Give them the silver, the mineral formula. I could put it in the water. So, throughout the day, they be in protected. Immunity is a big thing. I'm a huge, huge advocate of that. Huge. I've seen it help me function healthier in my, my advancing years. So it's a good thing. It's really, really a good thing, right? So Khalifa Mackenzie asked a question. Let me just answer this question quickly here. What can you say if someone nails are dark, and what products can they use? Yeah, if your nails dark, that's an indication. Again, that's intestine. Based on what we're talking about, there's also something known as leaky guts. Well, if you know how many people have that, and watch me, that is trouble, eh? So all the rheumatoid arthritis people, the osteoarthritis people, you're always in pain. You have bad depression, bad anxiety, mental problems. Yeah, intestines. If you go inside a day, you need about 50 CPAP crew to go down in there and help you out. Things are real bad. Because see, with microbes and pathogens, you have to understand pathogens are organisms, So when you have billions, you don't have no thousands and hundreds of pathogens in the body, It's billions you have, So you can imagine a billion, it's a billion people. You ever go to any big sporting event or anything like that in the stadium when it's a football match or the Super Bowl or anything like that? You ever see people like the sea? Well, there's Trinidad. You ever, if it is, go and look out for carnival and them kind of thing. And you just be confused with them set of people. You could imagine a billion, it's a billion, and you have a billion plus, billions, plural, pathogens inside of you, and all they're doing is eating and taking in nutrients and stooling, because remember they're alive, they're eating, so they have to defecate. Where they're defecating? Inside of you. So think about that. I mean, it might sound a little, think about it. Just think about it. If you don't empty garbage in your house, if the garbage truck can pass by you for a month, what will go on? If you use your toilet all the time and you never flush it, what would happen? So essentially, that picture, that scent, and that's why some people suffer from things like halitosis. You might have bad breath, your perspiration might be high, not trying to embarrass anyone. But it's an indication that internally it's that kind of situation going on inside of there. And as a result of that now, it is now being manifested. People who get boils. I actually met a client who had numerous boils, and he was so sick when he came to see me. And I told him, I buff him up. I said, but you're not a madman. All these years you getting boils, and you didn't decide to go to a naturopath or find an alternative or integrative doctor. You just went by all these people who just give you a certain antibiotic and painkillers. He was very sick when he arrived by us. He was in a mess. A little more time again, he died. I tell you so. He was so toxic. And we had to work and clean and gradually cleanse and cleanse. Now they're in a way better state. They're still in out of the woods yet because the diet need and they have to lose some weight. They did lose weight. They lost a lot of weight, in fact. So you can't be doing that as your body speaking to you. So when your perspiration, you open your mouth, it's nothing. That's not a nice thing. You don't want people. If you're lying with somebody like me, I telling you, it's not one of them people who talking to me. I telling you, especially if you're talking close to me, I am letting you know that you need to check your breath. And that's with all love, because I ain't going to leave you there. And then when you go out by people embarrassing you. No, I ain't going through that. I'm going through that at all. So call, get your Alkagen water. Keep in mind we have road delivery. We also have Santulan in stock. So we have things. Chlorophyll. Someone was asking how often should you drink chlorophyll? Daily. It's something I use every day. I have a lot of respect for that product. Enzyme formula, we are a bit low on, but I like that product a lot for dealing with inflammation. Guys, prostate, we actually did some really good stuff with prostate. So we'll be getting those things all April. We have some new teas. We also have 2 new prostate products for men. We also have 2 new male products that we're having for things like erectile dysfunction, male function, that kind of thing. Those I'm excited about because I was working on that for a while, and we have finally got through with everything with that. So, yeah, thank you. So that's something. We're also working on something. We have something for the ladies too, because we can't be energizing the men and then have all the ladies, misfiring and thing. We don't want that. So we have 2 products for women to help in that situation, especially women who may be postmenopausal and experience things like dryness and all those type of things. That's coming there. So we cover it. We cover any all. Slowly but surely, we get in there after God, right? Someone is asking about molasses. Yes, we have molasses in stock. We have a lot of molasses, believe me. CMOS we'll be getting back. We just had a little problem with supply because of the weather. We actually getting a whole new variety for you guys as well. To I was introduced to some people who do a really good job. We need to, fix that. Miss Sonia John say misfiring. Yeah, some of the ladies are misfiring, so we need to make sure, everything in our gear. You can't one hand clap, You can't have the men standard, and then I will get phone calls. People will be calling me and say, Dr. Batson, and complaining, and yeah. We need to ensure everybody good where that's concerned. Okay, so again, keep in mind our telephone numbers. Keep in mind, again, we are interactive. Those telephone numbers for Shogunas, 2228261. That's 2228261. For DB, DB is 2237515. That's 2237515. DB now is opening from Monday. It's opening from the entire week now, so you can book your consultation, that type of thing. For detox would be resuming in that office end of March, because we just had to do some stuff with the electrical and that type of thing. And that, of course, is going to also be getting colon hydrotherapy. So we're going to have a few of that. Tobago is also going to get that as well. So, we have some additional things coming there. Keep in mind our international clients to book online consultations with our senior consultants. You can call, of course, our area code 868. That's 868-373-2388. That's 868-373-2388. For those international clients, St. James is located in Red Edge Mall. That's Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. And that telephone number for St. James is 220, that's 220-8113, 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, where we support your health naturally. Keep in mind, we are interactive. So again, I'll go over to the announcer. So for some reason, why am I forgetting your name?
It's Carter.
Carter. Yes.
I think that person is gone. Okay, we have a question here. Good morning. If I'm on my fourth bottle of Nerve Restore and still not sleeping well, can I take 2?
Okay, and you have 4 bottle and Nerve Restore. Okay, hear what that person have to do. Now, I don't know what else. If you could quickly tell me what else you took, or is it that you took Nerve Restore alone? Because that would highlight what I was speaking at the genesis of the program about Nerve Restore. A lot of the times we need to balance certain things. So if the intestines is not as good as we would like it to be, and that's why we tell clients certain products, make sure you use the alkagen water, or make sure you drink your body weight divided by 2 in ounces for the past month, so that when you start to use the Nerve Restore, you'll get a better result. So I think in that particular case, you may, if you don't have any allergies to shell food, you can use the omega with astaxanthin. That's actually very good, because in some cases we need to add certain things to deal with the whole central nervous system, because Nerve Restore is a adaptogenic product, but it is also a free radical scavenger. In addition to that, when you're looking at someone who has sleep problems, some people with their sleep, their nerves are significantly damaged. Now, to fix those nerves, you're going to need additional things. So that's where we're going to have to put in some special type of omegas. We're going to have to put in some special enzymes. We're going to have to do some work with your intestines too. So probiotics most likely going to come in there. So what I suggest you do, as I said, I don't know what it took. If it is you just took the Nerve Restore alone over the period of time, but let me know, or call the office and rebook a revisit, or when we do our follow-up, let us know so that we'd be able to guide you accordingly. Because I'll need more information where that is concerned. Okay?
All right, we have another question here, Dr. Batson. My mother is 68 years who has lived most of her life with hypertension and diabetes and high cholesterol. But since taking your products and changing her diet for the past year, she's no longer on insulin and already takes the blood pressure tablets. Her major issue is lack of sleep. As such, her blood pressure numbers has been escalating. She takes 2 different blood pressure tablets. When she resumed, but the pressure is still fluctuating. 2 questions. What causes her blood pressure to still be fluctuating? And 2, her toenails are discolored and lifting. Is that due to diabetes?
Yeah, definitely. There's some concerns there. That's individual. I think they said it's 65 years the person is, right?
Yeah, 68.
68, yeah. And 68 is pretty, I mean, people might think this weird or unusual for me to say, but 68 is young. It's young compared to, a lot. And for you to be going through those type of things at that age, it means the body is severely imbalanced again. So, and if you have been hypertensive for years and using hypertension medication and not getting because the thing is, hypertension medications are calcium. Most of the time, it's calcium channel blockers and beta blockers. So that interferes with your heart over a period of time, extended period of time. Especially if your diet is wanting dehydrated, you may be consuming salt, you may be using a lot of sweet, a lot of sugar, and then hypertension compounded with diabetes means that person has a serious compromised circulatory system. So we're going to have to fix that. So that person going to have to use things like L-arginine. We're going to have to I would have to put them on serious antioxidants. We're going to have to do some work. Now it's fixable, but it's an indication. Also the water. That person is not drinking sufficient water. She's not properly hydrated at all, at all, at all. Hence the reason the toenails are getting very black. It is also an indication of poor pulmonary, no, not pulmonary, sorry, poor systemic circulation, which is circulation in the legs. And that is one of the things that diabetes does. You find most diabetics tend to, that's why they lose toes and limbs and that type of thing. So that's an emergency situation. I would suggest you all contact us and get a consultation, or even depending on the blood work that you may have done. I don't know when was the last time you did blood work for her. Things like if you all did CT scans or maybe Dopplers or kidney function. That's the next thing. Her kidney could be seriously compromised because of having hypertension for so long and using that amount of medication all those periods of time and still getting a fluctuation. The kidneys could be in some trouble as well. So definitely our assessment is recommended. So again, you could give us a call. Head office is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And we'll go from there. Over to you, sir.
We have a phone call coming in.
Yes, sir.
And
Good morning, Dr. Batson.
Hi, good morning.
Recently, I supervisor.
I don't think she heard. But
hello. Hi. Can you please lower the volume of the radio in the
yeah,
background?
take it off. Mhm.
All right, then you can go ahead.
Good now?
Yes, we're good now. Go ahead.
I want to know what you have for that.
Okay, tell me something.
Let us get bigger. Let us do something about it.
No. Tell me something. What is the issue? I didn't hear what the issue is. You say you have problems with your eyes?
No, but when I see eyes,
Uh-huh.
nothing to worry about.
A small cataract. Okay.
Anything that
Oh, yes, definitely. You can listen off the air. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't hear what you said the first time. So cataract, she said. A small cataract. Most people get small cataracts because cataracts, before they get really bad and big, they have to be small. Right? My philosophy is an ounce of prevention better than a pound of cure. It annoys me when doctors tell people, well, your cataract small, we leave it for about 5 years and then you'll come and cut it. Really? And that don't make any sense to me. So there's an eye drop we carry called Eye Optics Formula that usually works really well for the early cataracts, the immature ones. There's an eye drop that we were getting some problems to get, and it actually helps really good for cataract eye drop. I mean cataracts because especially the strong cataracts or the what we call the mature cataracts, right? So that we should be getting back in March, end of March. God's willing, that really works well with that. So in any issues with eyes we can deal with. I'm a proactive person. The eye drop we carry, which is Eye Optics Formula, is primarily an eye detox. So it detoxifies the eyes. A lot of people, when you're using it, they'll complain they get a slight burning or they get like a stinging. That is usually a good thing. It means that it's working. It means there's something there, especially depending on your profession. Because a lot of persons are not aware that a lot of chemicals enter the body via your eyesight. A lot. Your eyes, rather, sorry, not your eyesight, sorry. Because of how porous that is aspect is. So it's very important that you cleanse your eye and the eye optics formula. And it helps a number of things: macular degeneration, floaters, Floaters is very common now, where floaters is actually where you're seeing the lining of the lens itself is becoming thin in certain areas, and that's what results in floaters. So it also helps with that. There's actually an eye protocol that we would have to do per as in regards to what the eye problem is. Because someone, for example, who has bleeding behind the eyes, and you may be a severe diabetic, that it requires a lot of work in fixing and addressing and adjusting certain things. Okay, so feel free to give us a call again. That Shagona's number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And of course, you could follow us on Facebook, on social media. We are Batson Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad.
All right, Dr. Batson, we have another call coming in.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. All right, I think they probably call.
They call, they forget the call.
We have another question here. Good morning. What does Vitex do, and how to balance hormones with herbs?
Well, Vitex is actually a product that helps in bringing some balance to the endocrine system, which would help women with hormonal imbalance issues. However, it most of the time it cannot be used alone. There has to be a few other things added to it in order to get that specific issue addressed and corrected. So it does work. It is a very good supplement. Of course, brands are, of course, very important to me. I'm very careful which brands I use for potency and efficacy purposes. But definitely it does help. As regards to balancing hormones with herbs, again, it depends on the level of hormonal imbalance that the individual has. So someone who has polycystic ovaries as opposed to someone who has fibroids, or someone who has fibroids and polycystic ovaries as opposed to someone who has endometriosis, your hormonal imbalance, you have hormonal imbalance, but in dealing with it, because of the type of hormonal imbalance it is, we're going to have to adjust the protocol for the individual. So that's where that looks there.
I think the person is trying to call back. Let's see if we're connected. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hi, morning.
You can go ahead.
Yeah. I have cataract, right?
Right.
Yeah, cataract. Yeah. And I bought 2 bottles of I think the name is
Optics Plus.
Dr. Batson. And the glasses I was wearing before, it was a bit blurry. And because I was recommended like 4 bottles.
Right.
And the second one is nearly to finish. And I am seeing clear in the glasses that I had previously.
Okay.
I think I'm seeing some improvement with I think I want to make sure that the name is Optics Plus.
Optics Plus. Yeah. Yeah, Optics Plus. Yeah, that's the correct one. That's the one from us.
Because one of the cataracts was a little more advanced than the other one.
Okay.
I'm using the eye drop. I will have to go back to the eye doctor to let them
Check to see, yeah. Check to see the progress. The progress rather, yes.
Yeah, so I can see if you want to go further into that.
Okay, good, no problem. Thanks so very much for that. So you see, that's someone who actually used the eye drops, and that's in fact my mom, is one person. She actually don't really use her glasses much again. In a lot of instances, because of using the eye drop for extended period of time. Even myself, whenever I have problems, because as you see, I wear glasses. A lot of people do not know I wear glasses as well as contact lenses at times, and because I am nearsighted. Healthy eyes, but nearsighted. And the thing is, when I use the eye drop long enough, I get serious improvement. The reason why I think I haven't gone all the way is because of driving. Because when you have to drive, I think my eyes were getting better, but it wasn't so good enough to not drive with the glasses. because so it's a work in progress where I'm concerned, but definitely I've seen improvement, especially with the burning and all those type of things. So it's something to look forward to. We also doing this year, that's one of the things we're going to do as well, where we do advanced eye supplementation, because I've been doing some work over the years with persons, but I mean, I've really gotten it down to a science now. Of course, because of years of experience and that type of thing. I remember having a client who had serious eye problems, and I put her on a protocol. Specifically, she had macular degeneration, and she also had serious problems with floaters. The eyes were seriously disintegrating. The nerves were very damaged in the eyes. And we did some work with her with some vitamin supplementation enzyme. There's a new product that we bringing on the market, which is called Brighter Vision, and that's actually a powdered supplement to mix, to put like maybe in your smoothie, or you could just put it in your water or your juice, whatever. Well, not juice, but water. And it actually helps to improve the vision. Actually more work with the cataract and eye machines as well. So that's something to look forward to. So you could check out the eye drops, eye optics formula. We have it at all our locations, as well as Optimizer. Optimizer was actually a product designed for eye health. We use it for a number of other things too, because Optimizer improves blood circulation in the brain. And then, of course, we got the bilberry now, which is like 100% bilberry, together with there's two other products in that. Primarily a lot of anthocyanins, antioxidants to help with eye health. So we had a lot of persons who got some really good improvement where that is concerned. Okay, let me say a pleasant good afternoon to De La Hennessy, who gave me a name to call and I cannot remember. She says, "Hi, Doc. How severe is the imbalance in women diagnosed with adenomyosis?" Very severe. Any female who has adenomyosis has serious, serious gynecological problems. It's real bad, terrible. I would put that as one of the worst. That and endometriosis is two of the worst. When women experience that bleeding, terrible bleeding endometriosis, no, you're real badly off. And a lot of the time, that's the culmination of improper diet, a lot of stress. If you have a very stressful life, you're going to have those problems. Women who have issues, very, it's really terrible. It's really terrible. And a lot of the time, some women are a bit innocent, but most of them kind of put themselves in that situation because of the diet. The meat, too much of meat. Women who eat a lot of meat always have hormonal imbalance problems. It's just like people who eat a lot of meat always have high blood pressure. That nitrogenous waste for your body to break down that amount of protein, nope, nope, nope. There's a lot of nitrogenous waste that's going to cause elevation in blood pressure. You cannot get away from it. Okay. Miss Janessa J says, "How do you get a sickle cell patient off pain meds?" We could help sickle cell patients. I had sickle cell patients who came to me who used to be hospitalized every week, and they're good now. Can't remember the last time they went in the hospital. They're in the clinic still. So they go for their clinic appointment, which I think is every 4 months or 6 months or something. So, but they went in the hospital. They used to have a lot of hospital visits. That stopped. Sickle cell patients are people who have serious problems with with minerals, enzymes, and the different spectrum that is associated with proper green nutrition. And that is why it is a hereditary trait, because their parents would have had that same issue, and it would have been passed on to a child who, if given proper diet and proper nutrition, would get the trait away. They would no longer have the trait later on in their life with proper and that has to be proper documented supplementation. But I have done it before to an extent with a young patient. There's a young man who used to come to me. He was 16 years when he started coming to me, and he used to be in the hospital every month or every 2 weeks with sickle cell. And when I started dealing with him and we balanced the nutrients and whatever the case may be, he didn't used to be in the hospital. He hardly got sick. He must get sick once a year, as opposed to getting sick twice, 3 times a month. Significant improvement. And I think the reason why they got it because they didn't maintain some of the protocol going along when they, dependent finances, whatever the case may be. Right. And we tried our best to help in the situation as much as we could have. And they got exceptionally good results. As I always tell persons, discipline and consistency will take you way further than talent. You have to be consistent. Some people I use a bottle of this, a bottle of that, and it will work. How it couldn't work? You sick since God said, let there be light. Since he found in the world, you sick. And you expect to use something for 1 week and get better now, man. You're wicked. You're wicked bad. Mr. Carter, sir.
We have a caller on the line.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning. Yes, you can go ahead. Hello. Hello. One second. Could you please lower the volume of the radio in the background?
Wait, just now, I hardly hear. I hear something about no appetite. Right. And how long this going on now? I said, yeah, how long has this been going on? Have you gone to the doctor? You went to a doctor? You coughing up any blood or anything like that? Are you coughing up any blood? But is it that your throat, you feel like your throat closing in? Sorry? Okay, I know that, but what I'm saying, is it that your throat closing in? Is it that you're feeling like you're choking or the passage is getting narrower? No. All right. No, because I'm saying, okay, it seems that is not the case. Because if that is the case, that is serious and you need to go to the emergency room or something, eh? But if you just say that you have, so it's like a soreness in the throat you have then? Which area are you from? Okay. All right. You ought to come to the DB office. I believe that, were you sick recently? You had gotten the cold or anything? You on any medication? You take pain tablet for what type of pain? Joint pain? Your feet? Okay. And when last you take a detox? I said, when was the last time you... All right. Here what you need to do. Call my office. Call the office tomorrow, please, God. You have the number? Okay, I don't know if she's there still. But the number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Give me a call tomorrow, please, God. Well, that song ain't serious, but if I wasn't hearing you clearly, and like you weren't hearing me clear there. Okay. Someone is asking about getting products in St. Lucia. Yes, you can. You can give us a call. UK based. How do I purchase Santulan? You can give us a call. That's Kelvin Edmond. You could call 1-868-373-2388. That's 1-868-373-2388, and we'll organize that for you. Okay. So those telephone numbers, again, keep in mind for the Shogunas office, that's 222-8261. Debe is corner of Ramsamut Trace and the SS Erie Main Road in Debe. That number is 223-7515. I'll be in Tobago, God's willing, this week, so you can call the office. That number for Tobago is 226-4553. That's 226-4553. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Latoya. She works out of our Tobago branch. So, of course, with this new office that we open in, larger office, we're going to have more staff and everything there for you guys in Tobago, all your services. So that's something to look forward to. As well as St. James. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. Again, 220-8113. Mr. Carter, so we have any questions?
We have two questions. Good morning. Well, she asks two questions. Good morning, Dr. Batson. I have been using the Optic Plus eye drop for the past 4 months. Sometimes I tend to get a little burning sensation in the eyes when I apply the drop. Any explanation for this? She's also experiencing menopause about 4 years ago, she said. She's using lubricating gel, but still experiencing some dryness. What can you recommend?
Okay. Okay. So as regards to the Optics Plus, and I said that in the, during the program when I was discussing, some people get a little burning or stinging. That is not a bad thing. Make sure one, you shake up the eye drop properly, shake it up properly, and when you put it in the eye, if you're getting any burning and you find the burning on the high side, with 2 drops, put one. And you use the 1 drop in each eye morning and evening for like about 3 weeks till the month, and then you go to 2 drops and you should be okay. But usually burning is an indication that it's working. That eye drop, the ingredient profile in that, as regards to allergies, is very, 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 very low. It's like one in millions, right? Since we have been using that eye drop for what? We have been doing that eye drop for like what, over 10 years now, and maybe 2 persons had allergic issues, and one of them, quite frankly, I don't think it was allergies. I just think she was just impatient and she didn't give the eye drop because she found the burning, and I said, don't use it every day, use it every other day. But I just think they just gave up, right? But other than that, you don't have persons with allergic reaction. As regards to the menopause situation, there's a product we carry called Female Balance Women's Formula. That's going to help you because you have to deal with that from a hormonal balance. And there's also a female tea that we also use as well to help. The nerve restore will help in that regard too, because remember, it's a matter of balancing the endocrine system and not necessarily the hormones themselves. Because once you balance the glands will produce healthy hormones. Right? Makes sense, right? Okay, let me say a pleasant good morning to you said we had our next question, right, Carter?
Yes, the men in my family start losing their hair in their 20s. What
God.
can I do to prevent this from happening to me?
That's an excellent question. That actually happens to a lot of persons in my family as well. But if you look at me, you will realize that that's not the portion. You have to, it usually is an indication of low testosterone. It's also an indication of a lot of mineral deficiency, things like zinc, selenium, manganese, magnesium, copper, those type of things. So you're looking at supplementation. I do a lot of supplementation, and I think over the years, I always had thick hair, but as I got older, I think my hair got thicker because of the supplementation that I use, right? So it's just a matter of correcting the deficiencies. And of course, you could come to us and I could do a whole protocol for you where that is concerned. That's one of the reasons why I had to get a particular product called Royal Jelly, which we have already sourced and everything. We just had some problems as regards to packaging and whatnot, but we are sorted. We're going to sort out that soon because that's one of the products that we actually put in that protocol for men and women, because a lot of people have alopecia and that type of thing, and it is very difficult. Okay, JC Split, my order should have arrived in London on Thursday, but haven't received it. Should it be coming straight to London or in transit in another country first? Oh, Josie Smith is asking that. I'm going to have to let the shipping department deal with that. So they're going to answer you later today or tomorrow, please God, as regards to that. Okay, the young lady who deals with that, she's the person who's also responsible for responding to these messages. All right, Miss Smith? So we'll have a response for you by tomorrow, please God. Rose Dulcie Russell says, "Hi, Doc. When do you take inflammation formula? Inflammation formula can be taken in the morning and in the night. Ideally, it should be empty stomach. Empty stomach is like 45 minutes before a meal, 2 hours after, or 2.5 hours after a meal, depending on what the meal was. So, like first thing in the morning, I would take my inflammation formula, 1 tablespoon in two tablespoons, sorry, in 8 ounces of water. Add my silver, my chlorophyll, mix it, drink it, and do the same thing in the night before I go to bed." You're welcome, Miss Smith. Okay, so again, listeners, you are welcome to call, message.
We have a phone call coming in.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, morning. How you doing?
I'm okay. But I'm saying, but actually, it's coming back a little bit. What's good for that? What caused that?
Okay. Do you think it could be indication of circulation? How much water are you drinking? Are you keeping up with your water?
All right, I think we lost it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so well, I'll just talk general. Water, hydration, as I say, hydration is everything. Check out the Alkagen water, premium alkaline water, available at Batson and Associates. That's going to help in your hydration. Circulation. One of the products we carry, as I said, circulation tea usually, but we don't have that until like in the next 2 weeks. I will be honest with you guys, I'm not going to mama guy here. You can call and pre-order, which is good to do because then that helps so that when we get it, it's very easy to distribute, right? And of course, call any of the telephone numbers, let them know. Because we didn't get hypertension tea the last time in that last shipment. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna get this time coming here, right? Someone is asking. I'll deal with Miss Theodore just now. In addition to that, the nerve restore, yeah. So we have that in stock as well. So you can also get that, which will also help in that particular situation as well. Okay. Miss Verna Klein is saying, "Do you have supplements?" Yes, we do. Someone is asking, oh, does nerve restore? Okay, so what they're asking primarily, or want to ask, is that if using nerve restore, how the lady said that she used 4 bottles of nerve restore and she's not sleeping as yet. As I was saying with that individual, people's level of central nervous system distress is at different levels. Some people have high distress. Women who are usually going through PMS and have problems with insomnia, depression, anxiety, they're going to be at a much higher level as a female who is not in any state of menopause, simply because of how imbalanced those hormones are and how much strain the body is going to be under. So a protocol for that individual is going to be a bit different. That's why I tell persons, your nerve restore alone. So that client can't use nerve restore alone. She would have to get the special omega with astaxanthin. Once she doesn't have any allergies to shell food or is a certain day Adventist, she's going to have to get silver with mineral formula. She's going to have to get optimizer, cerebral, because your imbalances are high. Your magnesium is definitely wanting in the body. So once we do that analysis, then we actually able to now, dot our I's and cross our T's. But definitely we have dealt with, I've had persons who came to us, watch me, ridiculous depression. In fact, there was a client we had, Pearl Peters. She actually gave us a testimony, so I could call her name freely. She had a serious problem, and this is a young person. This person was 15 years or 16 years when they came to us. Severe depression, severe anxiety problems. Her heart rate was like 150 something beats per minute, and it was bad. It was really bad. Menstrual cycle out, and they give her testimonies actually on our Facebook. You could go and check it out. Exceptionally good results, and she was actually able to write her exam and got like one of the highest marks in the school, when the teachers were of the opinion that she would not have been able to actually write exam because she was always sick, missing school, so they didn't expect much from her. But thank God she came to Batson Associates and we did what we needed to do. And with God's help, she was able to do well. So it's a matter of you wanting to do and feel better. And if you want to give us the opportunity to do that for you, then we'll do it. If not, well, we're not the doctor for everybody. We respect that. Okay. Right. So
Another message.
yes, sir. Go ahead.
In 1 week, my 2 feet and my feet are aching. I soaked it in warm water and Epsom salt, and I am getting no relief. Please help. I am not diabetic, and I have a little problem with my blood pressure.
Well, the culprit is the blood pressure there. Yes, it's abundantly clear that you have poor circulation. You may have some neuropathy associated with the poor circulation that you had that you didn't know you had. But that's why the soaking in the water with the Epsom salt not working. Remember, Epsom salt is what? Magnesium sulfate. So it means your problem is a more deep-seated circulation problem. So I would recommend you would have to do either the blood and the scan so that we could see how your circulation is, and then we could make the necessary recommendations, open up the blood vessels. You may have some blockages, which a lot of people have and they don't know. But when you're getting that type of feeling, is usually indication that the circulation is severely impaired. So I would suggest you give us a call. That number again, 222-8261. That's 222-8261. For the Day Bay office, keep in mind Day Bay is now opening from Monday to Saturday. As of last week, we started that. That number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. And St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That's 220-220-8113. 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. Remember, I will be in Tobago this week, so you guys get your information and let's do what we need to do. Over to you, Mr. Carter.
Dr. Batson, you spoke about alopecia. I am 36 years old and I'm experiencing alopecia at the sides of my hairlines. You spoke also about testosterone. What products do you have that can assist, and can this be cured?
The thing with alopecia, which is considered an autoimmune disease, which induces balding in women. The thing is, when you deal with autoimmune conditions, you have to look at the gastrointestinal, and that's what I was saying in the beginning. So we're going to have to do some work on here. That is going to require some serious investment. And when I say investment, I'm not only referring to financial per se, but energy in terms of your whole mindset and that type of thing, but to correct that problem. As I was saying, in my case, I supposed to have thin in here. My father went bald in his 20s. I have brothers who balding already, and I'm older than they are. And I have all my hair on my head. In fact, more than I like. And that's because of the proper supplementation and that type of thing. But I did the work, I did the cleanse, I do the diet, I drink a lot of water, I take very good care of myself. Obviously, because I'm an advocate of health. And I'm not saying I don't do, a little alcohol sometime if I go out or eat a little, fried food or whatever the case may be sometime. I would, but in moderation. So I'm saying all of that to say that, you need first to check you out properly, because that problem is a deep-seated problem that requires a blood, a scan. So I suggest you call when it's convenient to you, and get a consultation done by any one of our certified and well-trained consultants. Let me say again a pleasant good morning to Mr. Rene Bustamante, Mr. Paul Green, Ms. Karishma Ramdan, and Mr. Stefan Vialva, my senior consultants that we have at Batson Associates. I'm, of course, the senior, well, of course, I would be basically the medical director. So I'm primarily their boss. And I do reviews, but the review does not make up the package, right? That's one of the things. A lot of people, you want an extra review with me, which is why the days I work are very long days. When they come in to see me, a lot of people, I try for you not to wait too long, but I'm the type of person, I do not take shortcuts with my work. So if I have to analyze you and assess you, I'm going to assess you properly. If it's going to have to take me 15 minutes, a half an hour, and I have people waiting, they have to wait. I mean, some people might find that unfair. They think they're paying, and I mean, the thing is, what we're doing is making the office more welcoming, or even more welcoming. Where we have healthy snacks, whatever the case may be, for those of you who's staying and waiting. Those are some things that I need to really we had put it in place, but we needed to put it back in place, basically, right? I'm saying that to say that you will get that assessment or reassessment with me, but it's going to take some time because I do not hurry my work. I am very, 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 very dedicated to what I do. Hence the reason I have the results that I have, right? So when you come to Batson Associates, on the day that Dr. Batson has to do your review, you are going to, you're going to have a little wait. Right? Everybody want to get better. Everybody want the best service. Everybody want the most efficient and effective protocol. So for me to do that, I have to think. I'm not saying I can have some only 5 minutes, but some of y'all have to go through reports. You might have problems with bleeding. You may have CT scans for me to review and that type of thing. So I have to do it properly. Okay. Ms. Vidya Subnat has asked the question. Good morning, Dr. Batson. Touching base and letting you know that the cerebral helped me. However, Dr. B recommended the enzymes to you, and I will give an update as to how I feel with it. I will be starting the Santulan next week. I believe your product will help me. Tell me, what is the virus stand used for? Have a blessed day. Okay, Miss. Oh, there's a multi multifaceted question. Well, questions plural. Okay, so she said she started using the Cerebral. It helped her. Cerebral is a product we carry at Batson Associates for memory. It is actually, the ingredient profile in that product is actually used with people scientifically who have ADDH, which is attention deficit hyperintensity disorder, because the product literally makes you more intelligent, where you're actually able to focus better. Love it, love it, love it. Really, really good product. She said we recommended the she went with Mr. Bastamante, and Dr. Bastamante recommended the enzymes for us to use. So she said she'll give us an update with that. And Virustan is a product we carry, which is a product for respiratory health. It's very good. It is actually scientifically proven to stop COVID, because it is a product that is actually used and sanctioned based on the science by the American Navy, and there's a whole set of big Swati people are using this product. So a friend of mine introduced me to it, and I brought it in, and I was very satisfied with it because I use it for myself. So it's a very good thing for children. A whole family could use it, so before you leave the house in the morning, you spray it, and it really does protect you from COVID and that type of thing. So that's what it's for, right? In addition to that, I also have Miss Patrick asking a question as regards to the eye drop. Yes, can the eye drop help with macular degeneration? Yes, it does. Whether it's age-related macular degeneration or just macular degeneration, even diabetics, as a precaution, it would be very good for you to actually use that eye drop. I use it. To keep my eyes clear. I do a lot of work with, when I'm doing blood work, so the microscopes, there's a lot of light, a lot of reading, those type of things. So you have to make sure and protect your eyes. I don't like to read on computers and phones. I prefer books, but I don't get everything like that. So because of that, I use it to protect my eyes. People who look at computers a lot, people who deal with a lot of numbers, it's just a matter of protecting your eyes. If you have dry eyes and those type of things, it's something that's also going to help you. So again, feel free to give us a call. That telephone number again, 222-8261. That's 222-8261. Esme Phil is saying, good morning, doc. My blood count is 6.5. I need some help. You need to come to the office. Come to the office, and we're going to make some recommendations for you. But that's a coming consultation. Or at least give us a call, 222-8261. That's 222-8261. I don't know where you're located, but that is for the Shogunas office. DB, of course, is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. And St. James is 220-8113. Good day, Dr. Batson. Can we also add CMOS gel to the inflammation formula? Yes, you can. You can do that. Make one mix and drink it. Over to you, Mr. Carter.
Yes, what can I use for acid reflux?
Acid reflux. Well, it depends on what causes your acid reflux. Acid reflux could be caused by a number of different issues. Hiatus hernia, for example, could cause an acid reflux. Simply because there's something known as your esophagus sphincter, which is, so essentially your esophagus is like a hose. Your stomach is like a ball. That's the best way I could give you a visual. But the ball is connected to the hose. Now, to prevent there's a door between the ball and the hose. What happens to someone who has hernia or hiatus hernia? The door doesn't close completely, it remains slightly open, and acid from the ball, which is the stomach, goes up into the hose, which is the esophagus, and cause problems. So if it is that type of problem, you may have to go to a chiropractor. I know a very good one. You could always call my office and they will recommend for you. Or you can, if it's not that, then you're going to use the Santulan's help. There's a tea we have called Gastro Tea, which is exceptionally good product. We have people who are using Nexium and Pantecta and things that come off of that using that tea. First, it works really good. Then we have the Digestive Balance and Digestive Restore. Those are some products as well. We have the Stem Cell Digestive, which is also a very good product. You usually take one of that in the night before you go to sleep because it has probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes in it. Very good product. So that's some of the things that you could look for there. Ms. Veronica Young says, awesome, doctor. It's great that you are thorough. I respect that. If people have to wait to see you to get healthy. Yeah, of course, I do play that. And you know that what we're going to do now, is that because that consultation, which is an additional cost, to see, because a lot of persons were mixed up and thinking when they paid the one price that their consultation with Dr. Batson was standard. What I would do, depending on how much consultations you have subsequent to that, in some cases I would give you half or waive it, depending on the individual I'm dealing with and the amount of work that we have done with you, the business you would have done with us, that type of thing. In fairness, of course, right? So that's something that we're going to do. And, it's just a matter of me putting the icing on the cake. My consultants are very good, exceptionally good. They are well trained and thorough. We have some work doing. We're getting some new ones as well because our workload is growing and growing, especially when we open back fully in Tobago. Because Tobago is going to get back their foot detox, they're going to get the colon hydrotherapy, they're going to have the eye clinic, they're going to have a number of things. So we have to make sure. Plus, we're going to be doing a whole other host of things there in Tobago. So that's something to pay close attention to as well. Elizabeth Nandlala, pleasant good morning to you. She says, Doc, morning. Should persons with pet cats drink Santulan? Remember, cats shed a lot and are exceedingly clingy. If so, why? Okay, just let me see if I get this question. Should person with pet cats drink Santulan? Remember, cats shed a lot and are exceedingly clingy. Well, yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I mean, I have a pet cat and dog, and I drink, or maybe I'm not understanding the context of your question. Maybe break it down for me a little more. All right, thanks. Yeah, Mr. Carter, you were saying something?
Yes, we have someone asking. They have gathered a lot of weight around the stomach area for over a couple of years, and they are training. They drink a lot of water. They go to the gym, but they can't seem to be losing the stomach weight. Any suggestions or recommendations?
Santulan. Women's formula, you have a hormonal imbalance problems. Most women who have hormonal imbalance do not lose weight. It is you catch tail to lose weight. You're running, you're dieting, you're doing all kind of thing, and that belly would not move. It is because of the hormones. If that stress hormone, cortisol, is high, you would not lose weight. That's why Nerve Restore is actually going to be in the weight loss protocol that I'm putting together for this year. Because it actually is an adaptogen that has antioxidant properties and it is relaxing, it improves mood, it increases your dopamine levels in your brain naturally. So it is not something that's going to give you a fixation or make you addicted. It's not something that puts you to sleep immediately, but when you sleep exceptionally well. People say, like, Dr. Batson, what you put in that product? I tell them, love. But no, it was really well done because I was very thorough in what I wanted. Having used numerous products on the market, and I really didn't get what I was getting, what I wanted for my clients, because I deal with results. And people who know me would tell you there are a lot of times people came to us and there were products that we did not have. And because what I had before wasn't working, I made it my business to go and find something that would have had to work because I refused to fail. I have a serious, you have to fail to succeed, if you understand what I'm saying, in the general sense. But when I'm dealing with clients, I like to get my clients better. So I like the very challenging cancer patients and even very, very sick people come to me and they listen. They're going to get better. But you have to follow through. You have to follow through on what we're doing. As I said, you are the primary caregiver. You are the primary responsible holder for your health. It is not for anybody else. People need to stop the nonsense and stop blaming the hospital and blaming the government and blaming your children and blaming you. You on a daily basis decide how much water you drink. Decide how you eat. Decide your mood. If you do a little meditation, you get up in the morning, you say your prayers, you thank whoever you want to thank, because spiritual health is very important. We are spiritual beings. We are connected to a greater power, whether you like that or not. Even if you're an atheist, well, sorry to hear that, but there's a fact. However, you choose to channel that. I believe in spirituality and not religion, because I think religion just confuses matters. When you understand spirituality and balance and energy fields, you understand how important peace of mind is and relaxation and deep breathing and those type of things. Yes, we live in a world where we have become very busy. We have work, we have children, we have this, we have that, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if you are not healthy, as I always tell persons, if you think health expensive, try sickness. Because to get sick, you're going to have to mortgage a house. Yes, Mr. Carter.
We have a phone call coming in. I think the person just resigned. So let me wait until they try and call him back again.
Okay. My apologies. All right, guys. So I know it's 11:22. We coming close to ending because it's 2 hours, and I think I started 10:32 or something like that. Mr. Carter would be able to give me the precise numbers. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. And if you have pressure long and you're using pressure tablets and the pressure not going down and you have sugar, no, you just some people like a Nancy Drew, well not Nancy Drew, they're like a Nancy Story with a thing, There's always something with them, and that's because you're not doing the correct thing. Albert Einstein said the only people who do the same thing over and over expecting a different result are mad people. So you're eating the same food, you're taking the same medication, you have the same mindset, but you expect to get better. I'm praying to ask God to get better. You see your bold face? That's madness. You have to help yourself too. That's the point I'm making, essentially. You have to help yourself. And Batson Associates here to help you. So if you want our help, you want it. If you don't want it, well, we in our vex. God is good.
Cool. Coming in again?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Bye.
Yeah, doctor.
Okay, I've hardly hearing you, sir. I don't know if you need to take off your radio. Hello?
Hydro, the colon hydro,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You can just be the
Okay, good, no problem. It depends on the individual because I think when your assessment is done, you may have to do like maybe 3 or 4 in close succession. Maybe like I haven't looked at those documents in a while. I mean, I have some theoretical knowledge as regards to the whole process. I believe in some cases you'll have to do one. If you're really impacted badly, you do one every 2 weeks for maybe a month. So that'll be 2 for the month. And then after that, you may have to do one for a month again. And then after that, you do it like every 6 months or something like that. So it depends on the individual. And the situation that they're dealing with, the health condition. If you're dealing with someone who may have Crohn's or irritable bowel syndrome, or someone who has impaction issues, females with polycystic ovaries, hormonal imbalance, that type of thing, the time would differ, and the frequency would differ. So I think basically, an individual who's very healthy, you may just go, just for the first time, maybe like every 3 months, or one every 3 months for twice for the year, or every 6 months, something like that. But again, it depends on the individual. Okay. Right. Let me see. There's a question here. Erwin St. Louis asks, "Good morning, Dr. Batson. My mother is an ardent listener of your program and have been telling me to try to get in contact with you. I live in Canada and was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in both knees. It's been challenging work. It's been challenging work and home. I have even had in December another cortisone shot recommended by the doctor, which didn't help to do. Do you have an affiliate in Toronto? How can you advise treatment?" All right, Mr. St. Louis. What you can do, you can call our number to book online consultations. That telephone number is 1-868, which is our area code, 373-2388. So that's 868-373-2388. And I'll be able to let you know what we're going to do, and we'll fix that for you, sir. Okay? Yes, Mr. Carter.
Yes. We have another caller with a hair issue. She said that she has a receding hairline. She doesn't have alopecia. She doesn't believe she has alopecia. She just said that it's hereditary. What can she do to reverse this condition?
Nutrients. So people who have, if you want your hair to grow, it has certain vitamins that you need to have. In fact, you need nutrient. That's why I'm such a huge advocate of CMOS, because of all the minerals that it has in it. I'm a huge advocate of which is why I did align with products like things like Optimizer and that kind of thing. So the thing is, once I analyze your health situation, then I'm able to recommend for you. But definitely things like CMOS, the advanced chlorophyll, Optimizer, the Omega with the astaxanthin. If you start including those, you're going to see a difference in your hair. You're going to see a difference in your hair. And that was one of the things that encouraged. That's why I was encouraged to grow locks, because I just was like, I'm not cutting my hair again, and because I wanted it to grow, healthy. So I just left it there, and there's the outcome, which is a very good outcome. So it's a matter of nutrition and supplementing, and that's one of the things. My area of specialization is clinical nutrition with a concentration in integrative medicine and internal medicine. So it means that I am very capable of matching nutrients to fix problems in the body. That's fundamentally what it is. Hence the reason I get the results that I get with the clients that I work with, or we work with rather. So it's a sure way to get results, but you have to be consistent and give it some time. Some people you're sick long, and a lot of persons sick. Being sick is their fault. I mean, it might be a hard pill to swallow, but it's a pill you need to swallow all the same. Taking responsibility is the first step for recovery. That's the first step. Take responsibility. A big man, big woman. Hey, I do so and so, and don't do certain things, and get the ball rolling, and let's start to fix the problem. Okay?
All right. How can I boost progesterone levels?
Diet. So you want things like flaxseed in your diet, a lot of grains, almond nuts, the whole grain family, oats, eggs, including the yellow of your eggs. A cleanse. Definitely you need some santulan in the mix there. You need a 7-channel detox. Clean the liver especially is fundamentally important in overall health. If that liver is lethargic, if it is not functioning properly, if you have a fatty liver, that's the next thing. One of the things I'm going to do a whole liver package, a whole liver line, because I've been almost every person who come to me, when we do our scan, they liver fatty. And a fatty liver is a serious health problem. It can cause serious health issues, serious health issues. So it means that if you want help in that area, contact us, let us help you where that is concerned.
So we have someone who says that she's experiencing a stabbing pain in the back of her eyes, and it's been going on for some time. What do you suggest?
Okay, good. Before I answer that question, let me say a pleasant good morning again to Miss Elizabeth Nandlal. She says, Doc, I believe in Batson totally because of my personal results. Thank you. I do a lot to stay healthy, and Batson is a major part of my protocol. I'm looking forward to my 7th decade on February 18th. Yes, February 18th. Yes, congratulations. So I'm giving you an early birthday wishing that, or wish rather, or greeting, sorry, that I hope you have a wonderful 70th birthday. This is Miss Elizabeth Nandlal on the February of 18th, and I hope, God's willing, that you continue to live in health and strength. Okay. In addition, okay, so the question with the stabbing pain behind the eyes, that has to do with circulation to the brain. Check your water. How much water are you drinking? Most likely not enough. So first thing you need to do is start drinking your water, the body weight divided by 2 in ounces. If Alcogen is a viable option for you, then you can get that. We do have road delivery available as well. So you can call any of our numbers and ask for road delivery, and they will direct you accordingly. Okay, so you're going to need water. You're going to have to take a cleanse, IT. You're going to have to use the eye drop optimizer. But if you're dehydrated, if you have problems with circulation in your brain, which most people who have eye problems have, you're going to have to fix some other issues. You're going to have to dot your I's and cross your T's. Okay? Yeah, Mr. Carter, when you're ready again.
This is from our end for now.
Okay, good. Right. So let me say a pleasant good morning to Ms. Jennifer Valentine. She says, Doc, I am getting wonderful results with your products. That is our client, Ms. Veronica Valentine, who's actually our client in Texas. Very ardent listener of us. She uses all our products. She got some really good results. Like Miss Elizabeth Nandlal, like that individual who called regarding the eye drop. So you see, the thing is, There's proof in the pudding, and that's why I tell persons, I'm not in the politics of medicine. I'm about getting results to people. So if you're serious and you want to get better, give us a visit. Cost is a factor, which is why we put some specials, why we always try to do a product of the month. So we're working with you. We're working with you because we have to ensure that we help each other and providing a song service for you, proper waiting room, making sure you're comfortable, you have a complimentary tea that you could drink, so we're working for you guys. So you have been listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates. Specialist consultants in integrative medicine. Keep in mind, I will be in Tobago this week. This week I'll be in Tobago. So those of you in Tobago can call. We have our opening for our Tobago office mid-March, God's willing. So look forward to that. We're going to have some serious things taking place there. Those telephone numbers again for the Shogunas office. That number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. That office is located on the first floor of Money Talks building. That is Money Talks building in Montrose, Shogunas. We are there. Keep in mind, we have open clinic days. So open clinic days means you don't necessarily have to have an appointment. You can just walk in. If you're coming to do our consultation, well, you can eat, that's no problem. But if you're coming to do the test package with the live blood, dry blood, and the magnetic resonance analysis scan, please make sure and fast for 2 hours. Okay? Open clinic day is every day in Shogunas, Monday to Saturday, from 9 to 5. Good. And of course, that office again, first floor Money Talks building, telephone number 222-8261. Davie is the corner of Ramsamouch Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Davie. That telephone number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. And that office is located on the corner of Ramsamouch Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Davie. And our office now is open Monday to Saturday in that office. So you also have open clinic days available in that office as well. We have our consultants around so that we can work to organize. My days up there going to be scheduled from March, God's willing. I have been doing a lot of work, so I wasn't able to support that South office as I would have liked to, but I'm going to fix that this year. Where I'll be giving you guys a Saturday, a Monday, and a Friday, or a Saturday, a Monday, and a Wednesday. I'll have to schedule it accordingly. I'll make up my mind by the end of this month, God's willing, or middle of the month. Right? That number again for debate, 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, the open clinic day for that office, of course. So we have open clinic days in all our offices now, with the exception of Tobago. But Tobago is going to start that, God's willing, when we finish those consultants, most likely by April, God's willing. We have a lot coming with that office. That office usually has a lot of work. A lot of work. I'm not complaining, but we just putting things in place. We got a comfortable spot. We're right in the same building that we were in before, but we're just in a bigger space, right? Because we needed to facilitate a number of things for you guys. That office is going to actually have sauna, and you're going to get it nice. Really, really, really nice. Good. Let me, of course, again, that number for Tobago. Tobago is in the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That telephone number for Tobago is 226-4553. That's 226-4553. And St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That number for St. James, again, as I said, has open clinic day as well. That number is 220-8113, 220-8113. Our online clients, we cannot forget you. We do not want you only waiting to come to Trinidad, and some of you want to wait 2 years, 3 years before you get to come. Things can happen in that period of time. You can get your consultations online. So to book your online consultation, you could call us on 868, which is Trinidad's area code. Telephone number 373-2388. That's 373-2388, area code 868. As well as road delivery, you all can message us on the 314-9975, which is Batson & Associates WhatsApp number, 314-9975. Ms. Jennifer Valentine says, my relatives are drinking the Alkagen water and they swear by it. So glad to hear that. Ms. Elizabeth Nanal says she's looking forward to the colon hydrotherapy. So am I. Ms. Theodore says, thank you for your information and hope to hear from you soon. Have a blessed day and week and be safe and stay blessed. Thank you so very much. Ms. Beverly Henry Nurse, do you have affiliations in Georgia, USA? How can people in Georgia connect with you? So that telephone number, again, WhatsApp You can WhatsApp that number 868-373-2388. Any part of the world you could use WhatsApp, okay? Miss Lena said I can't get them at all on WhatsApp. Okay, which number are you using though? The 3149975. And are you someone? Okay, is made by Trini Lena. Which number are you using, Miss Lena? Just let me know. Okay, so based on and remember our Valentine's promotion. Check out our social media again, Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So check out our Valentine special, which I will let Mr. Carter do for us before we wrap up here because we're coming close to finish time. So, Mr. Carter, over to you, sir.
Yes, Valentine's Day. This Valentine's Day, spoil someone special. That's you. Invest in you. Give yourself the gift of good health. Come celebrate with us from the 13th of February to the 18th of February. We will be offering the blood analysis for $500. Get a free foot detox and free consultation. And this promotion is done by our senior consultants at our Shigonas, DB, and St. James locations. Also, when two becomes healthy as one, come celebrate love at Batson and Associates this Valentine's Day. A healthy couple equals a wealthy couple. And book yourself a full test package appointment for yourself for $1,000 and get 50% off for your loved one. Live, love, and be healthy. Love your partner, love yourself, and most of all, love your health.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much for that. So you heard it for yourself. So take advantage of that. And of course, we are ensuring, yes, she's answering my question on WhatsApp, 3149975. And she says she has the 2388. Okay. Well, what I'll do, they will check the messages and she'll respond to you. So we'll fix that, Miss made by Trini Lena. Okay, so to the listeners of Sky 99.5, this was an excellent program. I enjoyed this program this morning. I look forward to seeing you guys more. Well, you guys look forward to hearing me more often live. I'm going to fix that. And of course, we're going to be doing different things. We're going to change up, how we do things, kind of break the monotony. Because, when you do things the same way, people tend to get bored. So we don't want anybody to get bored of us, right? So that's some of the things we're going to be doing. So let me say, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Be safe. Take care of yourself and your family. Remember, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. God bless and enjoy the rest of your day. Mr. Carter, sir, it was a pleasure. Until next week, please, God, sir, we will be in touch. Take care.
Yes. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes, social.
Diabetic, suffering from hypertension or recall.
Yes, my social media person. So that brings our program to an end. It was a pleasure. Some people said, Doc, trust me. This was a super excellent program. Yeah, definitely it was. I came here high energized. I had an excellent night's sleep, excellent rest. So I came energized to give you guys a good program. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be changing up some things in the near future. As I said, we're going to be looking at, different advertising aspects, so we could, deal with more people, more public outreach, do more programs for churches, communities, that type of thing. So we have a lot of things coming, God's willing, for 2023. It's always a pleasure to be in your company. Let me just run through those numbers again. For our Chaguanas office, you can call us on 222-8261. Debe is 223-7515. St. James is 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. I am in Tobago this week, so you guys could look out for that. And to book your international consultation, telephone number, area code 868-373-2388. Take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.